Ever heard of a leader so respected that even his enemies admired him? A man who united a fractured world and changed the course of history. Today, we're diving into the incredible life of Saladin, the legendary sultan who recaptured Jerusalem and became a symbol of chivalry and honor. Born in 1137 in Tikrit, modern-day Iraq, Salah al-Din Yusuf ibn Ayyub, known to the world as Saladin, wasn't destined for greatness from birth. He was of Kurdish heritage, and his family served the powerful Zengid dynasty. In his youth, Saladin was more interested in religious studies than in warfare. He was described as a quiet, scholarly young man, but fate had other plans. His uncle, Shirkuh, was a brilliant military commander, and Saladin was drawn into the turbulent politics of the 12th century Middle East. At the time, the region was a complex chessboard. The once mighty Fatimid Caliphate in Egypt was crumbling. The Crusader states, established by European knights, held a precarious grip on the Holy Land, and various Muslim factions were constantly vying for power. It was into this chaotic world that Saladin was sent, alongside his uncle, on a military expedition to Egypt. This campaign was the crucible that forged the future leader. He witnessed firsthand the political intrigue and military challenges of the era. After his uncle's sudden death, Saladin, against all odds, was appointed vizier of Egypt. He was still in his early 30s. Many thought he would be a mere puppet, easy to control. They couldn't have been more wrong. Saladin quickly consolidated his power. He reformed Egypt's economy, strength, and its military, and established his own dynasty, the Ayyubids. He wasn't just a conqueror, he was a builder. He founded schools, hospitals, and mosques, fostering a revival of Sunni Islam in the region. His vision was clear: to unite the scattered Muslim forces under one banner and confront the Crusader presence. For nearly 2 decades, Saladin worked tirelessly towards this goal. He used a masterful blend of diplomacy and military might to bring Syria, northern Iraq, and other territories under his control. He wasn't a ruthless tyrant. He was known for his patience, his generosity, and his ability to inspire loyalty. He believed that a united front was the only way to achieve his ultimate objective, and that objective was Jerusalem. The city, sacred to Jews, Christians, and Muslims, had been captured by the First Crusade in 1099, an event marked by a brutal massacre of its inhabitants. For Muslims, its loss was a deep and painful wound. Saladin felt this deeply and vowed to reclaim it. The opportunity came in 1187. The fragile truce between Saladin and the Kingdom of Jerusalem was shattered by the reckless actions of a Crusader lord, Rainald of Chatillon. Rainald repeatedly attacked Muslim caravans, breaking his oath and provoking Saladin beyond measure. The Sultan had no choice but to respond. He gathered a massive army, the largest Muslim force seen in generations. The two sides met at the Horns of Hattin, a barren, waterless plain in Galilee. Saladin's strategy was brilliant. He lured the Crusader army, burdened by heavy armor, into the scorching desert, cutting off their access to water. The Christian forces, led by King Guy of Lusignan, were exhausted and dehydrated before the battle even began. On July 4, 1187, Saladin's forces surrounded the Crusaders. The battle was a catastrophic defeat for the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Its army was annihilated, and most of its leadership, including King Guy, was captured. The path to Jerusalem was now wide open. City after city fell to Saladin's advancing army. Finally, in September 1187, he stood before the walls of Jerusalem. The city's defenders, led by Balian of Ibelin, prepared for a desperate siege. They feared a repeat of the massacre of 1099, but Saladin was not the conqueror they feared. After a short siege, Balian negotiated a surrender. Saladin agreed to spare the city's Christian population. There would be no massacre, no pillaging. Instead, the inhabitants were allowed to ransom themselves and leave peacefully. Those who couldn't afford the ransom were, in many cases, pardoned by Saladin and his brother, who paid their ransoms out of their own pockets. This act of mercy and clemency was extraordinary for the time. It stood in stark contrast to the bloodshed of the First Crusade and cemented Saladin's reputation throughout the world, even among his enemies. He reconsecrated the city's holy sites, restoring the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock, but he also allowed Christian pilgrims to continue visiting their own sacred places. The fall of Jerusalem sent shockwaves through Europe. It sparked the Third Crusade, led by the most powerful kings of Christendom, Richard the Lionheart of England, Philip Augustus of France, and Frederick Barbarossa of the Holy Roman Empire. The stage was set for one of history's most legendary rivalries, Saladin versus Richard the Lionheart. For 2 years, these two great warriors battled along the coast of the Holy Land. Richard was a formidable military tactician, winning several key battles, including the Siege of Acre and the Battle of Arsuf. He was fierce, brave, and relentless. But he could never land a decisive blow that would allow him to march on Jerusalem. Saladin, on the other hand, played a strategic game of defense. He harassed Richard's supply lines, avoided open-field battles where the Crusader heavy cavalry had the advantage, and wore down the invading army. The conflict was brutal, but it was also marked by moments of incredible chivalry. There's a famous, possibly apocryphal, story that during the Battle of Jaffa, Richard lost his horse. Seeing his rival fighting on foot, Saladin sent him to fresh mounts, saying it was not right for a king to fight like a common soldier. Whether true or not, the story perfectly captures the mutual respect that developed between these two adversaries. They were enemies, but they recognized each other's honor and skill. Ultimately, the Third Crusade ended in a stalemate. Richard, facing problems back home in England, knew he couldn't conquer Jerusalem. In 1192, he and Saladin signed the Treaty of Ramla. Jerusalem would remain under Muslim control, but the treaty guaranteed that unarmed Christian pilgrims would have free and safe access to the city's holy sites. It was a pragmatic and humane solution, a testament to the wisdom of both leaders. Richard the Lionheart sailed for home, and Saladin returned to his capital, Damascus. But the years of constant warfare had taken their toll. Just a few months later, in March 1193, Saladin fell ill with a fever and died at the age of 55. When his treasury was opened, his advisors were shocked. The most powerful ruler in the Muslim world, the man who controlled Egypt, Syria, and much of the Middle East, had left behind almost no personal wealth. He had given it all away to his subjects, to the poor, and to charitable causes. He died as he had lived, a servant to his people and his faith. Saladin's legacy is immense. To the Muslim world, he is a hero, a unifier who restored their pride and reclaimed their holy city. But his fame extends far beyond that. In the West, he became a symbol of the noble and chivalrous opponent. European writers and poets, from Dante to Sir Walter Scott, portrayed him as a model of kingly virtue, wisdom, and magnanimity. He reminds us that history is never just black and white. He was a devout Muslim and a fierce warrior, but also a compassionate ruler and a man of honor. His story is a powerful testament to the idea that true leadership is built not just on strength, but on justice, mercy, and respect, even for one's enemies. Saladin wasn't just the man who took back Jerusalem. He was a leader who left an indelible mark on the conscience of the world. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe for more dives into history, and let me know in the comments which historical figure you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.